Hi everyone, today we're gonna talk about the ship that never sank. But first, we have to know why the ship sank. The sinking of a ship is a dead incident from the perspective of both sight and sound. When a ship sinks, it not only takes human life with it, but also years of hard work, investment, and sentiment. Whatever might be the lesson, sinking of ship is tied to be avoided under all circumstances. However, in spite of all the precaution, ships do sink because of some odd lessons. What are these odd lessons? Let's find out. Coral reef. In this video clip, we're gonna talk just one lesson. Collision is one of the foremost lessons, which has led to the sinking of hundreds of ships in the past. Collision of the ship can be with anything such as with jetty, another ship, offshore platforms. Collision can even be with natural obstacles such as icebergs. After all, who can forget the sinking of the beautiful Titanic? Sometimes the collision of ships also occurs with hillocks and coral reefs.
So the light thing float and the heavy thing sink. No. In the other way, when you look at this ship, you kind of wonder, wait a minute, they are so big. They are probably so heavy. How do they float? Like, why are these things simply not going to the bottom of the ocean? Having another Titanic scenario. So, what happened when a ship hull hits the water? That's the question. First of all, as soon as it lands in the water, gravity wants to put it all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. However, for us to float, we have to think a thing called displacement. Now, displacement is basically when an object goes in the water will attempt to go somewhere else. That's why when you drop an ice cube into the cup, the water level will rise. It's because the water is spreading out and trying to find a place to go. For example, let's look at the balloon. Do you know why the balloon floats on the water? When the upward force exerted by the water that make the balloon float. To explain this, try pushing the balloon underwater, you will feel the upward force that makes it difficult to push it down. Now, we release the balloon. It bounced back to the surface. What happened here? Because it had an applied force act in the water downward direction, pushing the balloon down, but the water exerts the upward force on the balloon, pushing it up. This upward force that exerted by the balloon, we call it the buoyancy force. So, there are forces called buoyancy force, and basically, what happens is water is trying to return its point of origin. So, for a ship, when it's going to a water, gravity is pushing it down. But because the water has been displaced, the buoyancy force is pushing the water back up. But what happens when if an object is too heavy, will it still float? Well, for heavier objects, you will need more displacement. That's why container ships are so huge. The bigger the ship's hull, the more water will get pushed down out of the way, and the more water will force its way up. And that's pretty much how ships float. And you ever have your hull crack? Well, unfortunately, that's why water safe. In or if you like a lock and you have too much weight and not enough displacement, you're gonna sink as well, so hopefully your hull doesn't breach the next time you are out of the ocean or lake.
The concept of our ship is to drain water out of the double bottoms. If our ship crashed with something like iceberg under the sea, there will be some crack at the bottom of the ship. Then the water will flow into our ship. So here's our method. If the water flow into the ship in front, we will drain water from there to the back of the ship slowly and continuously to make our ship balance, and we will do so with every case. We will drain water to the opposite side and double bottom first. Next step is to drain water out of the ship. When we see that the ship is too heavy, we will have drained water out using water pipe. That will be in every section of the double bottom, and the location of water pipe will be somewhere that water cannot reach, and make sure that the water outside won't flow inside the ship through this water pipe. We will do this two-step like a loop so our ship will be always stable and will not sink, and that's it.